Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Recently, I've been thinking about expanding the world of the adorable little witch, Mocha. Questions like where she originates from, why she embarked on her journey, and how she would establish herself in the forest have been on my mind. If you are not familiar with Mocha, be sure to check out the link in the top right corner for her character development process. I've always been very interested in the topic of witches. For a considerable period, witches have been synonymous with danger and evil. However, for many, the term brings to mind images of elderly women, broomsticks, and bad behaviors. We might be aware that during certain periods, simply there to explore your inner self as a woman could label you as a witch. For instance, in ancient Egypt, the philosopher Hypatia faced accusations of sorcery from church leaders due to her fascination with the stars. This was because back then, there existed blurred lines between astronomy and astrology, as well as between mathematics and magic. In the 17th century, Belgian artist Franz Franken the Younger imagined a witch's childbirth with a group of women huddled around a book. While the tome is ostensibly full of spells, the message is clear: beware a group of literate, independent women. But I do love the concept of the witch. The word itself seems to represent women who transcend domination and limitation. I hope Mocha can embody these qualities: independence, knowledge, and the courage to introspect. I've found that there are different types of witches, which is very interesting. Drawing inspiration from this, I've designed different membership badges for my channel. In addition to this, I've also created Mocha's emojis. And don't forget, you can now become a Green Witch channel member. Simply click the join button located next to the subscribe button, and you will become a member of the channel to support my creations. You can also consider buying me coffee to support me. Immersing myself in Mocha's world truly brings me joy. Without further ado, let's dive back into Mocha's adventurous journey. In the previous story, Mocha traveled with her house in a hot air balloon and chose to land in a beautiful forest. I imagine her original old house to be like a Gothic-style old wooden house in the suburbs. Inherited from her grandmother, a dark, ramshackle old house, which I think is a very typical witch's house. But landing in the forest, I think Mocha would prefer her house to blend with the atmosphere of the forest. So she needs to find a suitable big tree, combine the magic of the house with the tree, and turn it into a tree house suitable for a witch to live in. Who wouldn't love a tree house? So, Mocha begins her search for a big tree in the forest. Finding the right tree is not easy. Besides the trees, she also needs to consider whether the surroundings are suitable for living and whether there is a water source. Mocha encounters rotten big trees and trees that are big enough but have undeveloped root systems. Finally, she finds a suitable grove of trees. The trees here are tall and strong. She passed through a forked big tree. This forked big tree is like the entrance to a manor. There is also a path leading to the depth of the forest. Poisonous mushrooms grow along the path. Mocha thinks this is a natural warning to defer intruders. She feels she may have found the right place. Sure enough, she finds a perfect big tree not far away and begins to cast her magic, enlarging the broad house and combining it with the big tree. That's our story today about witches and Mocha. It records some of my thought processes while painting, and I hope you enjoy it. The detailed steps of this painting of Mocha and the tree house will be featured in the next video. So if you want to follow along with my steps, be sure to stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. The video is proudly supported by the super thanks and channel members, as well as the lovely ones who bought me coffee. Special thanks to all of you for supporting my creations. See you next time.